Hi, welcome to Yin Yoga with Aromathearpy. I'm Annalise and super stoked that we're all here together. I hope you're all doing well out there. Um, let's just get really set up for the next hour of Yin Yoga. If you have lavender essential oil, go and grab that. Um, or any oil that makes you feel good, especially perhaps a floral oil today. We're going to be working with heart chakra energy, so the floral oils are really nice on the heart. Also, the trees. So if you've got any white fir or Douglas fir, anything that obviously helps with respiration, it's going to create sort of more space in the lungs. Just grab that oil and get ready with that. If you want to get some music set up, check on your Google up heart chakra meditation music or find something you really love. And let's just commit to the next hour of nurturing and nourishing time together. So I'll just show you what we've got back here for props. So I've got a couple of blocks and a nice blanket and a pillow or a bolster. So let's come to sit. I'm going to use the block underneath my bottom. You might just be able to let your bum rest on your heels or find a comfortable seat. If that means cross-legged, go for it. And let's begin just with a lavender wash. All right, so I'm using my doTERRA lavender oil. I just really trust the quality and the effectiveness of these oils, so I love to share them. So let's rub the hands together, activate a bit of heat between the hands, and let's just give the body a full wash, over the hair. Take a few deep breaths as you pass the nose. Just let yourself intuitively and just sort of give yourself what you need. Massaging down the arms, moving some energy. Give yourself a tickle if you like, or rub down the legs, almost like dry brushing. You can do that too, but with the dry brushing, it's towards the heart. So, and fun fact, lavender in Latin actually means to wash, and it's a very cleansing, very healing oil. Most of you already know this, and it's just a really nice oil that warms the heart. So maybe put a little bit extra on your heart space, rub that in on the front or the back. And it just brings steadiness when there's chaos and life is moving around you, and it just brings you back to a nice steady place, a centered place. And so we're going to work with this energy today. And if you've still got that lovely smell of the lavender in your hands, let's close the eyes, cup your hands over your nose, and just take in some nice deep inhales and nice slow exhales. Take as many breaths as you need just to sort of come to this present moment in a clear state, calm and relaxed, and connected to your breath and your body. And connect to the space outside of your body. The breath perhaps creates a pulsating sensation that you can sort of feel outside your skin. We're going to begin with bumblebee breath or Brahmari pranayam, and we'll take the thumbs into the ears and plug the ears. Now the index fingers can rest on the forehead, and then the other three fingers just sort of softly cover the eyes as they close down. And we're just going to close the mouth and slowly, or inhale for about 5 counts, and on the exhale we're going to slow it down to about 10 counts, and hum, making the sound out through the nostrils. It sounds like a bumblebee, like this. And continue breathing in and humming out the nostrils. Continue a few more times. This is really nice just to come out of the fight or flight response to the rest and digest response. So allow every deep exhalation to bring you more into that steady, restful state. Calm in the mind. One more. Now let's place your hands over the heart space and just connect to your heartbeat. I'm going to do something similar here, but instead of humming, we're going to chant yum. And yum, Y-A-M, is the seed sound, the bija mantra that holds the essence of the heart chakra that you can feel underneath your hands here. And so we'll just breathe in for 5 counts, and then on the exhale, just chant yum like you would om. Breathing in. 1. Yum. Yum. And as you do this, you might even imagine a green light in the center of your chest. Yum, glowing and expanding with every exhale throughout your body. Starting at the heart. Yum. And expanding all around. Yum. And when you feel complete, just let your hands rest on your thighs. And just connect to the heart beating and synchronize your breathing with your heart and the rhythm. And find softness on the forehead and the jaw, around the lips. Beautiful. And we'll just come up onto the knees. Take the hands behind your back with the fingers pointing down and just draw the elbows towards each other. As the heart opens up, the collarbone becomes broader. And drawing the elbows towards each other is just going to really open up the chest and find space here. Depending on how your neck feels, you might want to let the head drop back, but don't go too far here. We're gently just opening the chest. If you feel the need to open a little bit more, just go easy as you press the pelvis forward. And then we'll return back to sitting comfortably on your block or the floor. And let's take the arms and actually interlace the fingers behind your head. Let the head drop back into the hands. And the elbows just sort of winging open. Chest broadening. And breathe into that place in the center of the chest, your energetic space, Anahata chakra, that holds the energy of the heart, love and compassion and peace, forgiveness. breathe into this space. Land here. Those exhales. We'll find the space in the breath. All right, let's start to bring the body back to center and let the head drop forward and the elbows to hang down. Just bringing a little bit of length to the back of the neck without forcing. Just allowing the connective tissues, the back of the neck to get a nice stretch. And then open up. Breathing in, open up your wings. And then we'll come on to the hands and the knees. If you need to stretch out your legs, do that. You might want to have your block still in place there. I'm going to, let's take a few cat-cows just to move the energy around the heart, rounding the back on the exhales, pressing the floor away, dropping the head, and extending the tail back and opening the heart forward and the head drop back on the inhale. Just flow a few times. So just imagine the space in front of the spine, the heart space, and behind. It's just getting a little bit of movement, allowing so many stagnant energy to start to flow. Okay, so let's complete our flow and then just keep the left knee where it is. Lift the right and cross it over to the left side. All right, so from here, let's sort of gauge if this is comfortable. Depending on how your knees feel, you might want to adjust it, but you can start to bring the bottom back to the floor if that's available, with both hips grounded or balanced, or a block underneath makes it a little bit easier. And also, if the knees are screaming, you want to pull out of this leg position and you can stretch out that right leg. Keep the left leg crossed over. A few different options for every sort of different body and the experience within the body. And so from here, we'll take the right hand up to the top of the head. The left hand, just take it to behind the back. I'm going to show you. I'm just letting it rest. I'll get there. Here we go. Just letting it rest behind me. If that's comfortable, you can just also let it rest by your side and just gently let the right ear fall to the right shoulder. Keep the chest lifted and open. And this is really nice for opening up the shoulders, shining your heart. Let the breath land here again and feel that expansive quality. When we're working with the heart chakra, we're working with the element of air. So breathing is really a great force to heal heart chakra energies if there's any imbalances. Sometimes we can hold on to grief or insecurity or jealousy or anger or fear in the heart space. And so we're just going to allow those sort of energies to move down into the earth. Whenever they arise, just send them down into the earth, right to the very core of the earth. Keep the heart lifted. And then let's just use the hand on the head to gently guide the head back to center. Good. And let's do a little twist to the left just for a moment. And come back onto hands and knees. So just leaning forward. And then finding that tabletop position for a few cat-cows. Again, just letting any stagnant energy begin to flow. Okay, so now we'll take the left knee, lift it up, cross it over the right, to the right side of the calf, and just sort of settle the the hips down to a block or the floor. Option is to extend the left leg ahead of you. And then we'll take the left hand to the top of the head and just let the left ear gently fall to the shoulder, the right arm resting behind the body, just all opens up that right shoulder a little bit, which is another part of the body, the torso, the arms, the legs, the chest, the heart, the lungs. They're all physical associations with the heart chakra. So it's all really nice just to open up when we're working with these areas, because it also benefits our energy levels. And that's why we're using the essential oils as well here, is to bring in the pure high resonance, our energetic frequencies from the plants in their natural state, and their pure healing qualities can really benefit us. I'm just taking another few breaths here. Feeling the chest nice and broad and open. All right, let's unravel from this knot. Gently guide the head back up. Release your arm gently. Come onto your hands and your knees. Oh, we didn't do a little twist there, so you can even just come back for a moment if you like. Take a twist to the right, just if that helps to balance out. And we'll come back to hands and knees and complete some cat-cows. All right, now I'm going to come forward into Anahata pose. So basically we'll take the knees as wide as is comfortable and just start to walk the hands forward. Now you might want a block or a cushion or pillow underneath your chest, and just start to bring the heart down, melt the heart down toward the ground. You want to keep the hips above the knees. And eventually the chin might come to the floor. Otherwise the forehead can rest on the floor or a block. And then when we're here, just allow the breath to bring that quality of surrender into the heart space. Check in with the body, with any parts that are stiff and are talking to you. See if you can soften in those places. And just know, as we sort of release the energies of the heart space that can create imbalance in our system, then we open up space, we create space for qualities such as love and forgiveness and compassion. And when we're in balance in the heart chakra, we're not only able to give all of these beautiful qualities, but also receive them. And so as we care for our hearts and this sort of place that connects us with our body, our heart and our spirit, we can consider, well, how do we care for ourselves? How do we take the time to care for ourselves so that we can sort of build up our glow and serve others with those same qualities? And so stay here for another 5 breaths, slow, steady breaths. Allowing your heart to soften and widen. And then as you're complete, let's just walk the hands back and Bring the hips down towards the heels for child's pose. So you can have your knees as wide as you like, or you can have them next to each other, letting the head drop down, resting the space between your eyebrows on the floor or on a block so that your neck doesn't have to hold the weight of your head. Let your hips sink slowly closer and closer toward the earth, toward your heels. And just take this time to really turn inward and connect to your heart space and where you're at. And I'll invite you to visualize that green light at the center of the chest. And it's soft and it's warm and it's supportive and it's expansive throughout your body. And offer yourself an affirmation here. Maybe that affirmation is, I love and accept myself unconditionally at all times. And as you just repeat your affirmation, let that glow just warm you up more and more expansively, maybe even outside of your physical body, in the space all around you, above, below, left, right, under, over. And take 5 more breaths, letting the body just let go. And check in with the mind and the breath. And if the breath is in your awareness, the mind is relaxed. Okay, gently just coming on up. Alright, and we're going to come into one of my favorite poses, which is lying butterfly pose. So you might like to use a bolster. You don't have to, but it can be nice if you're really opening up the chest. We'll bring the soles of the feet together here, knees swinging outwards. If you've got blocks or a couple of blankets for underneath your knees, grab those. This is good if you've got any knee tightness, any groin tightness. And then if you're using the bolster, just shimmy it up really close to your body and slowly track your spine down along the bolster. And let your head rest. Your arms can splay outwards or rest on your heart and belly, on one or the other. I always like a blanket here. It's just kind of nice and nurturing just to drape a warm blanket over the body. And then just allow the body to be supported by gravity. You can start with high level knees using blocks. You can come to the highest level, and then over the next few breaths, just sort of notice if the hips have the space to come a little bit deeper. You can adjust as you need to, and then come back to stillness. Listen to the body. And just surrender here. Let the body do the work while you rest. This is a really nice, gentle way to open up the chest. Great thing to do at the end of the day if you've been at a computer. Let the forehead get nice and smooth. and relaxed. So almost so relaxed that it feels like even your ears are sort of becoming closer toward the floor. And let your mouth soften, your tongue relax inside the mouth. And the jaw can be super soft here. The throat can relax, and the chest can relax. The arms can sink heavy. They're totally supported, whether they're by your side, supported by the earth, or on your chest, your heart space, or your belly. Let your belly be nice and soft, and focus on the breath as it enters and lands deep down in the belly. Find that expansive quality. And often when we're working with heart chakra energy, we are working with expansive energy, spiritual energy. So find the space to sort of expand beyond perhaps what you know, beyond perhaps the container within the mind. And just taking another really nice 10 breaths. So knowing that we've got 10 breaths, how much can you relax with every breath? How much can you allow the earth to hold you as you let go? If you want to even imagine or actually chant yum as you breathe, you can stay present with the breaths in that way, or even just silently repeat yum. I'm inhaling yum. I'm exhaling yum. And just feeling that green glow in the heart warming you up. And from that sacred source in the heart chamber. And just allowing all those parts of the body that you are feeling sensation just to let go and soften for a few more breaths. And I love this pose, just considering the butterfly, and we're in this butterfly pose, and the butterfly is one of those creatures that really adapts to the changes in its environment. That's what we're really having to do right now. So we can become or embody the transformative qualities of the butterfly in the face of change. All right, gosh, you could stay in this pose forever, but what I'll do now is come out of it just using the hands outside the legs and just supporting the knees back up. You can keep your block just keep one of your blocks in arm's reach. I'm going to remove the bolster from underneath your body if you're using one. You might not be. But if you are, just roll off it to the side. Just push it off the mat. And let's come back onto the back body. Just take the feet nice and wide on the mat. And just let the knees fall from left to right. So in our lying butterfly pose, the hips have an external rotation, and so this just balances out that external hip rotation with an internal hip rotation, one at a time. The hips say thank you. Okay, so I'm going to grab a block in my left hand, and as the knees fall left, you might like to take that block and just place it in between the knees or underneath the left knee, between the floor and the knee. We want to keep the heart open here and the shoulders balanced on the ground, supported by the ground. And so if you find that your right shoulder's coming up, throw a blanket or a cushion underneath so that you can really land and let the shoulders get heavy. Now the gaze may turn to the right, just to invite the full body twist. Just nourishing all the muscles around the spine. So let's just breathe here with your open heart and your grounded body. Breathing in prana, that life force energy that you can't see, but perhaps you can feel it. See if you can feel it in your fingertips as you breathe. In the palms of your hand. Down to the tips of your toes. Maybe all the way to the crown of your head. Maybe all of those points all together. Imagine breathing in the heart space and feeling it expanding outward in all directions outside the body. Can you imagine like a Care Bear glow coming from your heart space? I don't know, is there a Care Bear, a love Care Bear? Something you can embody? It just lets you feel that shine expanding outward. And let's just take another nice deep breath in and out. And take everything back to neutral. Adjust the body. You can take a few more windshield wiper motions with the legs, feet wide on your mat. And then we'll just let the knees fall to the right. This time, just for something different, I'll keep the block underneath my right knee. And just let both shoulders ground down into the floor or pad underneath the left shoulder so you can relax there and feel the heart relax open. The gaze can turn left. And feel that center anahata energy, that green warm glow of green light. In this pose, the twists are really good for digestion. And so let's just sort of breathe out anything that we want to sort of feel ready that we've digested and moved through, and breathe in to the space and energy that you want into the heart, or in your life. Fill the space of the heart with positive qualities that you want to sort of feel in your field and spread to others. Coming back to that shiny glow, that expansion, whatever your Care Bear love quality is, shining out from your heart. All right, another nice deep breath in and out. And let's come back to neutral. And take your hands onto your knees as they come bend into the body and make circles with your knees. And let's shift the direction of your circles. All right, and so from here, let's this might be your comfortable position here. This might be your happy place. Just sort of hugging the knees into the chest and wrapping your arms around your shins. This could be your happy place, or coming to happy baby. And so you can reach for the outside of the feet or the inside of the feet if that's not available. You might like a strap. You can use a scarf as well, or a tie or something, and sort of wrap it around the bottom of your feet, and just let your hips get a nice compression as the knees come towards the floor. And invite a little bit of movement side to side. So just bringing in that sort of playfulness, a little reward for yourself here. Maybe a chance to sort of clear and delete any sort of learned patterns that might have come up, if any reactions that might not serve you but have been learned over time. And so just use this time to come back to the child inside, the inner child. That pure energy, pure loving, playful energy. And maybe that means stretching out one leg at a time or both legs at a time. I tend to massage my feet a little bit too sometimes here. Why not? And massage behind the heart space as well as the lower back. Alright, beautiful. And let's just take a moment just to stretch the legs out. Or let your body rest. Just in Shavasana, just for a few breaths. Come back to earth. And now I'm going to grab a block. Bend the knees. You might want to go to a wall here, but if you've got blocks by your sides, you can just lift the hips, place the block underneath. And then extend the legs up overhead. So this is super restorative. We're just sort of allowing those lower sort of denser energetic centers, the root chakra, the sacral, the solar, to move into that sort of subtler space of the heart. And this pose is so lovely to do for even as long as 10 minutes a day, just to really restore your heart, mind and body, your legs. Love it. Hands can rest by your sides, on the ground, palms up, or on the heart and the chest, on the belly. And bringing in just thoughts of self-acceptance. This is how we can practice having a balanced heart chakra as we move through our day. It's just being aware of our thoughts and being really gentle as we're working to change any sort of patterns that no longer serve. Paying attention also to emotions. Just allowing emotions to arise without judgment. Allow the legs to get heavier over time as the breath just carries you from one present moment to the next. And then eventually I'm just going to start to come on down, land the feet, lift the hips so you can remove the block. And let's take a moment if you want to bend the knees into the chest. You can do that or make any movements. And let's gather up all our comforts here. I'm going to use a blanket on my body. And let's come to extend the legs away. Here we go. Extend the legs away from the body. Let the heels land at least at the hip, at the width of the hips. You can go as wide as you want. Any wider than the hips is great, because then the legs can fully relax. Let the toes fall outward. Oh, I'm going to grab my lavender essential oil too. So we can, if you want to grab yours and just take another moment to put some in your hand and on your body, on your heart space. Massage it along the forehead. Lavender is really good for headaches, really good on the temples, on the forehead, back of the neck. And then just let your arms rest comfortably and symmetrically by your sides, backs of the hands on the ground, fingers softly curling. And feel the earth and the points of your body that are connected to the earth. And let those points sink a little deeper. Let the head get heavy. The shoulders, the arms, hands. The lower back. Let the hips settle deeper and into the ground with every breath, every exhale. And your legs. You can just feel like they're full of lead as they sink into the ground. As you breathe in to the space between your eyebrows and expand there, widening and softening. As you breathe in, inhale into the space of your heart. Access that very special sacred place. Space where you hold all your deepest desires, your longings. And breathe in what you want. Here is a very supportive, warm space for you to tap into when you're really looking inward to connect on a deeper level than just the body, and also connecting to emotions, to spirit. So as you breathe into this space, draw in what you need, because we all need something different. And you can let go of something you don't need. Create that space. Qualities such as love, breathe in. Fill up with compassion. And fill your heart with self-acceptance. And whatever else naturally fills that space and makes it glow a little brighter. Allow your body to sink deeper into relaxation, as this is your time to simply receive. This is just for you, and you deeply deserve this. Stay connected to the life force that's flowing in and out of your body, the breath, the healing breath, and let it wash healing energy throughout your whole body. Not just the heart, the whole body. The wholeness that you are, your body, your mind, your emotions, and the subtler energies that are always at play within your field. And take the next time just to really let go, fully surrender, and receive. Let's now invite deeper breaths back into the body, breathing in the nose, feeling the heart expand, the lungs expand, and the belly, followed by that softening exhale. And send that prana that's carried with the breath into your fingers. Find a little spark of life in every fingertip. And just begin to move your fingers like it's the first time you've ever felt your fingers. Gradually stretching the hands out slowly, just a little bit more. And then making fists and rolling around the wrists. Keep breathing deeper and allow that breath to travel into the toes, all the way down to the toes. Going to wiggle them, like again, just you're first feeling them ever, and it feels really strange and wonderful. And then just start to stretch them out a little bit more. Fingers and toes. You can roll around the ankle joints as well. Get any of those cracks out. Move that stagnant energy. And if the neck would like a little last minute loving, send the gaze from side to side. All right, let's start to stretch the arms and legs until you're having the best stretch ever, reaching your arms over your head. Your whole body stretching to the fullest, fingertips to toe tips. And then invite a nice little roll of or bring the knees in. And then sway or rock and roll side to side, around and around. And let's come to the fetal position, just resting on your side. You can bring your knees up nice and close. It just helps to release the lower back and just let your head rest on your arm if that's comfortable. Stay soft in your body, soft in your heart. And just take a few deep breaths. Feel the spaciousness of the lungs, and also especially behind the spine, in the heart space behind the spine. Fill up there. It's our universal body, and so it's where we can really connect to everyone in the world as one, the humanness. And then we'll just gently guide the body up, so slowly transitioning with love for yourself. And then with the eyes closed, let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. And in fact, let's place the hands on the heart. And we'll just do one more YAM chant, Y-A-M. A nice breath in for 5 counts, and a nice slow YAM for 10. And then we'll complete with one Om. Let's just breathe out. Breathing in through the nose. Connect to your heart space, that green light. Yam. Breathe in to Om. Om. Just let yourself resonate in that energy. potency of the heart, the wisdom of the heart. And then with the hands coming together in Anjali Mudra, I want to say thank you, I love you, namaste. And I'll invite you to maybe this week write a love letter to yourself and see how that feels. Let me know how that goes. And so have a beautiful week. I can't wait to connect again next week. Give me a shout. Find me on Facebook, Annalise Coles, or send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Take care. Namaste.